Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We back again with another show this week. You with Flint Unite. We come in, we try to bring some good light to the city and bring some things we can work on to help us with unifying ourselves here in the city of Flint. Welcome, welcome. Today, I'd like to start off by saying Happy Mother's Day to all of you wonderful mothers out there, those aunties, those grandmothers, those sisters, whoever you are. It doesn't matter who you are. You coming and acting in the capacity, stepping up to help out the mothers to be mothers, helping us to be as great as we can. I know when had my children and I was younger, I couldn't have done it without my family, my mother, my sisters, my cousins. They all kicked in at times. Somebody had to go pick the children up. They all did, but they all are mothers in their own right. You all do something beautiful if you're doing it for yourself. It doesn't matter. Do something nice to somebody. Acknowledge. I had to say this morning, ran into Walmart, was talking to a friend who was coming out of the Walmart. And this young man walked by and he said, Happy Mother's Day, ladies. We said, thank you. Thank you so much. He came back and he had a bouquet of roses and gave each one of us a rose. That small rose was an acknowledgement that he recognized that we are great as women. And I appreciated it very, very much. It was just a beautiful gesture and everything. And a lot of us don't know. Some of us like to go way over heel. Talking about we got to acknowledge our mama. We want to go buy the fancy stuff, a car, TVs and stuff. That's good. Not taking that away. But it's the small things. And as a mother, just me as a mother, I used to tell my children, what you want for Mother's Day? A hug. Give me something. Do something that can't nobody else do. Show me some love. That's something nobody else can do, is show me the love that child can show me. Give me a hug. Every year on Mother's Day when my mom was living, we used to plant flowers in her front yard. That would be Mother's Day. My mother always cooked. Okay, she was the cook. She ain't gonna do too much. We might fix something on the side, a side dish, but she gonna do that main meal regardless. It's Mother's Day. She still gonna cook, or unless we went and took her out to a restaurant. But we got the plants. We used to go up. That's not open anymore on Pearson Road. Posy Patch. I used to love Posy Patch. I swore by that. I didn't think nobody else sold flowers in the city of Flint but Posy Patch, because that was the only place that we went to. And we went up there and would buy, the flats of flowers, come back to the house, plant, clean her yard. When we got through, her yard was looking beautiful. It was ready for her just to keep watering the rest of the year. We good to go. So today, I think that's what I'm going to be doing in my own yard, trying to find somebody to mow the lawn. My lawnmower is down. If anybody know, hit me up, send it to me. Y'all come and get it done. I got you. But we want to make sure that I want to make sure that my grandchildren got incorporated this weekend. Friday, we had a paint party, and I bought some flower pots and let them put some designs on it. So I'm going to acknowledge 4 generations in my family, starting with the eldest is my great grandmother Nellie, who lived in South Carolina. Then to my grandmother Irene McFadden. She's the grandmother. She's one of our matriarchs. Then my mother, Sister Josie Muhammad, she's a matriarch. And then we take it on down to my sister, who returned to Allah back in 2021, though she never had biological children. She was still an auntie and a great help to us and our children and our family. So we got four flower pots that we're going to plant flowers in to acknowledge all 4 of them. I've done it before for just my mom and my grandmother. And I said, you know what? How could I not do my great granny, Nellie Shipman? How could I not do her? Nellie Bradley Shipman. I had to acknowledge them. So I just wanted to say that to you all with Happy Mother's Day. I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to acknowledge the life and legacy of Mother E. Hill Deloney. She will be greatly missed. It's still surreal. I know it's quite a few of us out there who are taking moments to acknowledge her, but the greatest way to acknowledge her, and she said it, is not to let her legacy die, is to keep it going. So my condolences and prayers is not only for the community, but mainly for her family members. She was just a great pillar in the community, 50 plus years. And I can say out of 50 plus years, and I ain't telling y'all my age, but I probably have known her for the greater part of those 50 plus years. I think I met her when I was about maybe 5 or 6 years old. I lived in the projects out on Carpenter Road. She used to come out there and do a lot of work. I didn't know what kind of work she was. I never realized she was a social worker till later on in life. But she did a lot of great work out there. She helped out families in the projects. This is in the early 70s. She was over or started the Black Social Workers Association, I believe, here in Genesee County. She was very instrumental with keeping that group going. When I met her, she was doing stuff with the 4-H. She was helping us with different things. She did all of the community resources and help. She worked a lot. My mother worked a lot with her in the community in those earlier years and earlier stage. She went on helping to bring Juneteenth here. So we call her the mother of Juneteenth to Flint. She is the mother. She's the one who brought it here. She kept it alive, no matter if it was one or two there or it was 1,000 there. She was there every year with the parade on the 19th of June, which we know that'll be coming up soon. She brought and introduced Kwanzaa here over the course of years. And if you all go and visit us, check out other cities, even large cities, they do Kwanzaa one day, maybe 2 days. Mother Deloney said, why? It's 7 days of Kwanzaa. We're going to acknowledge and celebrate every day of Kwanzaa. And I am so thankful that this year I got a chance to be there with her, with celebrating. And I'm just bathing in some of the things that she said during that time to us, and just her smile of acknowledgement. And it was something I told her that I was going to do. And she told me to help out with the Juneteenth committee over the course of the year. And with the Kwanzaa committee. And she said, please do. And I told her, I said, in honor of my sister, Janice Muhammad, who was also the cook for Mother Deloney, she actually took a lot of time and cooked meals for Mother Deloney. Made sure that she had her appointments, made sure that she had her medications. She's not the only one that did it because she had family too, but my sister made sure that those meals was fixed right for her, the way according to her diet. And when I told her that there was something that I seen that was of a need for the Kwanzaa committee, and she looked at me, she said, "You right, your sister would have done that too." And the smile she had on her face, I have that smile on my face right now, just thinking about her, what she said to me. She gave me my marching orders, and I'm going to follow through with them. So I will be getting with the committee and making sure that I acknowledge and take that part up. So I had to say that about her and take that moment to reflect on her. And I'll ask each and every one of you all that you all take a moment and think about what Mother Deloney came and brought to us and gave to us, what she did for you, and just be ready to acknowledge that, because Juneteenth coming up. So I'm hoping and praying that some of the committee is listening to me and that they actually take this into thought. We gotta have, if nothing else, a half hour to an hour of reflection and allow the community to reflect on Mother Deloney properly. Sign some kind of a thing. We got to do something, because that's too much greatness to not do just that for her. And we gave her flowers when she lived, but we can continue to live on her legacy and continue her flowers in her physical absence, because she's going to always be present with us spiritually. Okay. So I would like to go into, I'm not going to keep you long. I always say that and then end up going about 50 minutes, but I promise it won't go that long today. I know everybody want to get back to going into their Mother's Day celebrations and everything, but I did want to talk a little bit about our current state of the city. There's so much going on, and just know I am out there ready for signatures. Anybody that's willing to help and assist, inbox me. If you have my number, call me, inbox me, and I'll send you my phone number. So that way you can give me a call and we can get you going and give you a plan and set up a plan for you. I don't want you to think, we don't have to necessarily go out in droves and in groups, though that's good because we got a good big united front. But there's areas in particular that we want to make sure we target and get signatures in. We know those as being the safe zone, where the second ward has been crossed over with the sixth ward, but there's one part of the ward that's overlapping from the old second ward to the new second ward. And we going back to the old second ward and getting y'all too. We're not gonna leave y'all out. We know y'all over there in like the Selby hood, that hood over there, and over by Flint Park Lake. We got y'all. We're going to make sure that we get the signatures from you all, but that one concentrated area that we have that we know belong to both the old second and the new second, we want to make sure we grab that, because we know for sure that if any kind of tricks, anything that's going to happen, that area, you can't deny that area is the second ward. So the boundaries have changed. We had a couple of conversations yesterday, and I just have to say it was beautiful yesterday. Good spirit, good energy, good people talking and having conversations yesterday. We went over with Rose while Rose Morrow did make her formal announcement that she's running for the first ward. Just know this is not an endorsement from 810, but just know that it was a beautiful event. I know it's going to be a lot of events going on this coming up summer. There's going to be some different things. Even in the second ward, we're going to be doing some things. Keep your ears open. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open. Just know we're going to be doing a lot of great things over in the second ward, because there's a lot of things that go on. People that do things we say is small things, but you just never know. The weather is changing. We can never tell right now if it's going to be cold, rainy, hot, rainy. I ain't going to say that other cuss word. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the S word that we don't want to see no more until next year. But I ain't gonna say that cuss word there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But we just never know what we're gonna get right now. Right now. But we're gonna, it's gonna probably be something gonna be saying, hey, tomorrow's gonna be sunny. Guess what? We're gonna be doing this here, there. It's gonna be a pop-up. Don't be surprised. Just be sitting and ready. Hopefully by next week, I'll have a website that'll be set up. I have an email that's audrey4flint@gmail. So you all can send emails to me there. Because we're gonna get some stuff going on here in the city of Flint. We just got to get things going on. We got to make sure that we get something that's going to where you could go and see the community, what's going on in the community, and acknowledge it. That's why I want a website up. We got to set up the mission of the website, because yesterday there was about 6 or 7 events going on. And some of those events were events that I would have loved to have attended, but a lot of them was earlier in the day and they weren't later in the afternoon. Oak Park had their event yesterday. There was an event for, Michigan. I can't think of the exact name, but it was going on over at Joy Tabernacle, where we were talking about issues and problems. Let's sit down. Let's start to conversing and getting things together. There was a couple of things going on at the library. There was things going on, like mental health things going on. There were so many things going on, and they all was so great. And I'll pray that each and every one of you all had a successful event. But I'm sorry I couldn't make it to everything. There was just so many things that was going on. Yesterday was the 91st anniversary of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So the sisters and brothers were out passing out dinners to the community. Like I said, there was just so many great events. But guess what? If we had a common place that we could all put our events up and everything, we can start to making sure we're getting that taken care of. We're going to get it going. Just know, give us the next week or two. We're going to have quite a few things up and running. But I do want to talk to us a little bit about the state of the city. And this is something very dear and true. I'm just going to talk about a couple of things very dear and true to me. In 2021, during the campaign season for the city council, there was an issue brought up concerning the water. Now we know the ARPA funds gave us what? $300 credit? $300 credit. And right now, there's many people will have tax liens put on their homes because of the water. And I know the greatest fear is that they're going to be losing their homes. And if I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen the letter. Thank God I didn't get a letter. I don't guess I got a letter because I didn't see it. But from my understanding, some people saying they have like a couple months to pay the water bill. And I if I'm thinking correctly, the couple of months is to pay the water bill so it don't become a lien. Is that what it is, or do you know? You have a copy? If anybody have a copy of that letter, please send it to me. Yeah, because usually, yeah, they give you something acknowledged. Now, just know, call G Card. And I know y'all get that little crazy voicemail that says, if you reach this message, we've reached our quota. That's just a generic message. Keep calling. Don't let that be your deterrent. Stay on the line. Start calling them at 8:30. Keep calling until you can get through. I believe they still have funding available. I was blessed to be able to get some the day I laughed at myself because the day that I actually got through, I was pissed because I had gotten that message. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to keep calling y'all till somebody answer the phone because somebody going to hear my tongue today. And I was ready to go and give a tongue lashing. And when they answered the phone, they were still taking people, and it was like 10 minutes to 9 before I could actually get through to somebody. So they have open spaces for that. I think it's Monday through Thursday is the only day they take the calls. Call them. Call to G Card. Look them up. Call the G Card. I think before I actually did give the phone number, I'm going to look it up for you right now while I'm sitting up here talking to you. So I had a couple of numbers for G Card in here actually, but call the main number and they'll give you the phone number to the department you need to call and reach. That phone number is area code 810-232-2185. Call that number and they'll get you to the right place. Call them about 8 o'clock when they open up and they'll give you the right number to call over. Or if you call them right at 8:30, they'll give you the right number to call over, whatever time it is that they open. But please give them a call. Do not lose your house because you have an outstanding water bill. Call MSHDA, MSHDA. Call them, look them up, find them because they helped people before with that and taxes. So they were giving payments to those places too. I'm gonna look and see if I still have their number here in my phone as well. Because what it is we got, we got to help people with doing the things that we need to do. Guess what? I got it here. Mishta, area code 373 8370, and we'll put that up. I'll get that put up into the comments for you so that way you can have those numbers. But please, please do not lose your home because you have not gotten a chance to look out and find a place for you to get help and assistance. I'll tell you with G Card, what you got to do first is apply for DHS. Now, I don't know, their income cap or whatever else, because they do it according to family size. But they won't even help you or even tell you if they can help you with something if you don't at least go through the DHS first and apply. Even if they deny you, that doesn't mean G Card to deny you. Most of these places, like the Salvation Army, some of those places, they want you to at least apply for the state emergency relief. And you got to have that form, that SER, proven that you have been either turned down or that they gave you something to help you with your water bills. The DHS won't help you unless you have a disconnect notice. So I'm letting you know, even if your income is low and you don't have a disconnect notice, they're not going to help you. But if this still apply anyway and get the denial. I applied with them anyway, got the denial, and did not have the disconnect notice. So just know that they still helped me. G Card did. So go ahead and do that. But I wanted to talk to you all, and I'm asking this for any of our council people who are listening. I'm asking you to put a resolution on the floor, whether you get one person supported you, the only person who supported or whatever else. Just show us as residents that you love us and that you care for us. But I'm asking you to put a resolution on the floor and at least introduce what Rich Jones was trying to introduce 3 years ago when he was running for 3rd Ward Council. He asks about the water balance, to balance the water account and pay off the water bills and get everybody at zero. 2 things can happen with that. And we also need to be included in that resolution: affordability, water affordability. There's ways as a council you all can make our water more affordable. You can do it in several different ways. I'm sure you all have heard. Is there on the back end on some of the rates that you are charging for service fees, so there's sewage fees and waste fees? Those things could be adjusted to give us a better rate for what our water is. Now, you already talking about a city that done been poisoned by that same water. We done went through COVID. We ain't got our money from our lawsuit. And now we pay and we still continue to pay the highest rates in the country. City Council, Flint City Council, please, 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 I beg of you, I ask you, I plead with you, please show the citizens that you care and at least introduce a resolution to start the talks. Because even if the resolution gets shot down today, reintroduce the resolution the next time that you can, which is in 30 days. If it gets shot down then, okay, introduce it again in 30 days. We got 3 years that he's been trying to get them and trying to say this, and now I'm hearing more rumbling. My thing is if you paid off everybody's water bill, where's the money going to go? Back into the general fund for the city, and you got money to pay off other things. It don't have to take care of just the water. It can help to pay and balance the budget. But you're helping the citizens. You would not even have us down your throat as hard as we are if you just took care of the citizens of Flint. Stop taking care of just yourself. Take care of the citizens of Flint. But I beg of you. Now, I'm going to just tell you right now, paperwork already had been done and it was figured out if it could happen. Where do you think Rich got the information from? A council person. The late, great Councilman Eric Mays gave him the data and said it can be done. And it was legal. Not snatching money, not taking bribes. It was legal. It could be done. I'm going to tell you something else that we fell short on. And I said something about it in 2021. Get us our garbage trucks back, please. Why are we still today arguing about not getting trash cans that we were promised we were going to get with that new contract? We still haven't gotten it. Where are our garbage cans? I didn't even go tell you no story. I needed a second one. I just went and bought me another one. I went to Walmart and got me another one. So I got 2 that I can put by the street every week. But where's our garbage cans? Yes, we can get the garbage trucks back. I was told by one person that that'll be too much work and they don't think that it would work and happen. So I went to the late, great Councilman Eric Mays and introduced it to him. And he said, what are you thinking? He said, I'm going to be honest with you. And this was then in 2021. He said, we got the money to buy all our garbage trucks back. I only said, let's take a quarter of the business back from them and do a process of every year or 2 getting another quarter of it back, because we'll have revenue that we're making that we can take and buy more garbage trucks with. You know, our balance might look like it's at 0 from the trash department, but if you take and start to reinvest in the money that you made from bringing our own garbage trucks back and not paying somebody else, you just gave them this big contract, money to buy garbage cans. Why couldn't you have bought several garbage trucks? We know we lost them under emergency managers, but guess what? We could get them back. I'm waiting on a council person to introduce that. Because if we talking about we're about the business of the city of Flint and about the residents, let's start listening to what the residents have to say. We got to start to doing that. I'm going to just tell you, somebody asked me, what is it that I can bring to the table? If I could tell you one thing I could bring to the table is a listening ear. I listen and I act on listening. As a professional occupational therapist, I have to watch all of the signs. I'm constantly reassessing and constantly rechanging goals on a patient according to where they're at that day. They may be in the bed today and can't get up, and the next time I go, they up walking. I can't say, okay, we still got to go. You got to meet of being able to get up out the bed, and they already up out the bed. Now I'm just going to give them the next level and the next goal. You got to be able to listen and hear the cries of the community. The community is actually telling you what it is that they want to see happening. We tired of people being in front of us telling us they know what's best for us and everything without talking to us about it, reason with us and tell us what it is that you think is best, since you think that we don't know what we're talking about. That's what we want you to do. Tell us what it is you think we don't know. What we're talking about. We live in this. We're living in this. Let's come on and get with the residents and find out what the residents really truly need. We need more resolutions on the table that's going to benefit the citizens of Flint. And I know there's a lot that's out there, but I mean, come on, putting up a resolution for people to get appointed to different boards and getting acknowledged, those things is okay. But guess what? What is it doing for the masses of the people? Y'all want to put resolutions in there to cut the time down from the people speaking, doing that. What is that doing for the people? Let me just ask, what are y'all doing for the people that's people friendly? Let's just be clear. Let's start doing some people friendly, clear activities. We need that. I want to see the safety committee coming back. Nobody seemed to know what I was talking about when I'm talking about the safety committee. I'd have mentioned it to some of our elders and everything. When I first started going to the city council meetings back in 2014, I remember being there, and Vicky Van Buren over in the 8th Ward was a part of a safety committee, and it was a part of the council. She was going in the community and having different safety committee meetings with several pastors in the community, several people that was around here, and we talked about different things. And guess what? The Michigan State Police showed up to those meetings. At that particular time, we were still under emergency management. I didn't see the Flint City Police Department present, but I did see the state police present. And we got to have all police departments, state, city, county, everybody got to be a part of that if we're going to try to make this area be safe. Because we can see the state, we can see the state police and stuff in our areas. We can see them out here. We can see them doing what they doing. We can see all of that kind of stuff. But we want to see the city police out there being friendly. You know, we got a person who's having a mental breakdown. We don't want to see the state police who have no clue of who this person is coming and manhandling them or mishandling them like we get handled. I'm just going to say it, like we've been mishandled at the city council meeting. We don't want to see that happen to a mental patient, and maybe they just haven't taken their meds for the day. Take them home. If you knew them, you would take them home and say, hey, look, something is going on. Be that caring force for us, because we definitely need y'all to show us more care and concern in our community. So I'm saying that because if we talking about building a community and building a community of trust, I want to give you some problems and tell you some solutions. Let's get in the community and start acknowledging and learning who these people are, so that way you'll know. Ask somebody on the street, do you know that person? Is this normal behavior for them? Do they normally walk down in the middle of the street? We're going to help them get out the street, but is this a normal behavior? What's going on? Let's start to talking and finding out. But we got to get out there and do this. Them safety committees, stay tuned, because we're going to start getting us some community board meetings, that we're going to have some community more than just our block clubs, because our block clubs are doing some work. But guess what? They here, they there, they everywhere. They got to start uniting. And we know that they have the meeting once on the first Saturday of the month down at the Flint Public Library. And I've been to a couple of them, and they give some great information on the first Saturday of the month. But guess what? We got to start talking ward specific. We got some things that we want to try to get done in some of these parks and stuff around here. And I won't share what it was shared with me about what was going on and what we want to get done at some of the parks, because that's something that they got a personal thing, and I'm going to help that person with getting that done, because I think it's a wonderful idea. But these are things that we got to start to thinking about. We got to think about our children, our youth. We want to say that, I'm not going to even use the term in the hood. We say Ray Ray and Pookie, but what about Tom and John? We got to make sure Tom and John ain't out there doing bad stuff either, because guess what? They all are youth, and they all are out there doing some things. Let's get them involved. Let's get them kicked in. Let's do some stuff and get them going. Now, next, I want to put up this picture. I want to put up the picture of the statue, Mickey. I do. I want to put this statue up because I want to talk about this. Yeah, that's the that statue. I don't know if any of you all know what it's called. It's called Washington. I think it's called a Washington Monument. That's Booker T. Washington in the back with a slave sitting down on the step. In this picture, Booker T. Washington is unveiling and pulling the cover off of the slave's eyes because he knows what it means to have your eyes covered and not being able to take acknowledgement of it. And that statue is sitting on the land of the Tuskegee University down in Tuskegee, Alabama. Now, will you put the words up? Because at the bottom of that, there's some acknowledgments that's at the bottom of that particular picture, on the pillar of that picture. And I want you to read this. We're going to put this up because I want you to see what it is. Yep. At the bottom of that is some words down there, but I want you, this is what's on there. This is the Washington Monument called Lifting the Veil, and it stands at the center of the campus. The inspiration of its base reads, "He lifted the veil of ignorance from his people and pointed the way to progress through education and industry." For Tuskegee, the process of unveiling is continuous and lifelong. That right there to me is so deep. If you have not gotten a chance to see that, and I remember back in 2013, because that was right after I moved back to Flint, 2013, we had the anniversary of the Million Man March in Tuskegee at the university. It was in Tuskegee. We went down there. That was a beautiful experience. So we got a chance to spend some time on the campus. We got a chance to spend some time at the parks down there and in the city town hall centers where we had the Sunday's address that happened. That was the year the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was ill. They didn't tell any of us he was ill until that Sunday we got there. We just know we didn't see him, but they didn't tell us because a lot of times we get focused on the person and not the mission. He did not want us to lose focus of why we were there in Tuskegee, because had people known the minister wasn't there, some of us would have backed out because we're personality struck. We only want to come around when we see certain personalities that be acknowledged that we have been in the presence of certain people. And that's not to take away from the man's greatness, because I do believe the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is very great. But he wanted us to go there and look at the mission, because if he was dead and gone, his legacy would have to still go on. We still got to keep on with our purpose. So he wanted us to make sure we stay focused on that. But when we went there, a lot of people don't know Booker T. Washington is buried there on the grounds. And so is, now I just had it in my head. Who's the peanut guy? George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver, right? George Washington Carver is buried there. Also, we got a chance to see their tombs, and it was beautiful. Now, we do know that education is very important to us, okay? You cannot take it. And education doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to college educated. Though I do agree, go to college, get the education. However, being educated is actually researching some for yourself. And I have to say this to you. These people, George Washington Carver, these people that are on 18 that do the research and stuff and be giving information, I love it. I'll be so happy all the time when I see that somebody putting something out there, because you all bring the light to the surface. Keep researching, keep studying. Like I say, even if you're not in college, learn something. Try to learn something new every day. It's so beautiful to do that. You got to educate yourself on everything. People don't know George Washington Carver has so many patents that was stolen from him. Do you know he didn't care about the money? He wanted the people to be educated. You know, some of the big corporations that we look at now, like Ford is one. I could name off Ford because I remember that one in particular because I was shocked and it impressed me. They stole inventions from George Washington Carver. And it was interesting. He used that peanut to do all kinds of stuff. They can make fuel from the peanuts. But at the Tuskegee College, George Booker T. Washington wanted to build the bricks. He made all of the bricks there to build the house that he lived in. And now I think I forgot how much, what percentages, a great big percentage. It's more than a third of the bricks that is produced for building in that area is produced at Tuskegee Institute by students. They have the ability to create and build bricks for people with using to build different things. I went into the home that he had, and I think his first wife died, but the second wife he had was very short. And it was funny because we were walking up the steps and they had to recreate the stairs for her because she was so little that they made all of the stairs half steps. So when you normally walk up, if you walk up 13 steps to get to the second floor, you had to walk up 26 steps to get to the second floor. But I think it was much more than that. But the home that he lived in was a home that was built by the students there on the campus. But now they have taken that and they made office space. They made a great part of it where you could tour it. Love Tuskegee Institute. I want to go back down there. I mean, we went over to Tuskegee Airmen's Museum. We did a whole lot of things down there. But getting back to that, we got to lift the veil of ignorance from our people through education and industry. And I have to say that because there's so many things that's happening with us in politics and policies that we do not know. And now the people are standing up different than what they had stood up before because the veil is getting lifted up off of it. So what? We didn't fight for it before. Get over that. We didn't know that we should have fought for it. We didn't know what was going on. So how can you fight for something you didn't know? But now once you know, you held accountable for it. So fight for what's right for the people. Continue to come to the city council meetings. Continue to speak. And I'm going to just tell you this little bit. Miss Ladale Lewis is trying hard to intimidate people and vex people into an altercation so she can have them arrested. Learn that. Just know that. She wants you arrested. When she walked past me and bumped my phone to try to knock it out of my hand, she tried to vex me into a physical altercation with her so she can have the police remove me. I mentioned it to Chief Green. What did he tell me? Well, I didn't see it. There was 3 other people over there who seen it. You didn't see Liz Taylor hit Paul, but you had her removed from the building. Chief Green, you're not right. Let's stop doing that. But we got to keep unveiling the ignorance that's in us, the things that we're seeing. Keep making sure that people are acknowledged. Keep speaking on it. I've had said to me by several people, hey, one person in particular said to me, hey, don't mention that right now. Let's just wait. I might not even be here tomorrow to mention it tomorrow. So why shouldn't I mention it today? Now I'm not going to listen to that person. And I told him, I'm not listening to you again. I will forever mention. I try to follow the lead of the seniors. When I say the senior, like you got the seniors on the board, you got the seniors in a group. You try to follow their lead because you say that they got a little bit more training and you don't want to take that away from them. But sometimes they need to just stop and listen to the babies, the newcomers, the people like me who new to it all, and people who like you who new to it all. Listen to you because sometimes you see it from a different perspective. And sometimes they're in it so deep that they are covering up and hiding the things that's going on wrong. Because now if you know that they hadn't been doing right and they done been sitting in these positions 3, 4, 5, 6 years, 10 years, and it ain't been going right, now you can hold them accountable for things not going right. Why didn't you see it all along? It's got to be unveiled. It's got to be revealed. Something else I was gonna say concerning that. But some of y'all done been on these boards and some of these things for too long. Move out the way and let some of the young folks come on in. Just move. Just go. Bye. Go. Get out. I'm gonna say it. We had the Ninth Ward so tied up with Scott Kincaid. If he hadn't wanted to be the mayor and thought he could get in as a shoe-in to be the mayor, he wouldn't have never left the city council. He'd have still been there. Eva thought that she had it sewed up with Mr. Page Brusso. And that's another thing. Congratulations, Mr. Jonathan Jarrett, on your win. You thought that you had it so sold up that you thought he was a shoe-in, that you wanted to discredit the Black community, Eva Worthing, with their integrity and their vote. But I can't even say just the Black community, the Ninth Ward as a whole, because it wasn't just the Black community that went out and voted for Jonathan Jarrett. It was all nationalities, all races, all creeds, all colors that went out and voted for Mr. Jonathan Jarrett. They wanted a change, and they seen the sincerity in his heart. I believe he will serve the people of the Ninth Ward well. We want to make sure we keep all of those people in the Ninth Ward acknowledged. But you all got to stop. Some of y'all just have served just too long. It's time to go. If you was really a true leader, you'd have been training somebody and bringing somebody up to come in and replace you. Even if they come in with a little different ideology, you still would have done what? Moved out the way and let the new folks come in and do the work. We got to have the good, bright ideas. And the new folks don't mean 40 and under, 50 and under. You could be 70 years old and have good, bright ideas, but bring the wisdom with it. So we can't stop and just, that's another part of, I'm just going to say, that's another part of, what's the man name? Willie Lynch. That's a part of that Willie Lynch syndrome. We want to separate and divide us according to age, according to sex, according to race, according to class, creed. I make more money than you, so I'm better than you. Oh, I live in a better community than you. We don't have that happening where we're living at. So what? Guess what? We all still live here in the city. Stop doing that. Stop Willie Lynching people around here. We got to cut that mentality out. I know some of y'all saying, oh, that wasn't a real person, Willie Lynch. That was just something people came up with. But guess what? The idea that was on that paper is real. Acknowledge it. Look at it. Look it up. Willie Lynch. Look up all of those different things. We classify people because, oh, I went to college. So what? Guess what? I make the same amount of money you do, and I didn't go to college. And guess what? I ain't got a college bill. But you want to be acknowledged because of what degree you have. I'm seeing a big influx of folks going back to college not because they want to take it and do something with it. What are you doing with your college degree? I'm just going to stop and just ask that. I want you to think about that. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about it. What are you doing with your college degree? Probably nothing. Anyway, take those college degrees and apply them. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm just now, I don't have my master's in business for 10, 15 years. And I've used it on several occasions. And I use it for management when I need to. But I haven't fully perpetuated it in the direction that I need to. But it's moving there. I'm a little slow moving, but it's getting there. But sometimes you get comfortable with knowing, hey, I got a regular paycheck and I know I can do this, that, and the other. And when you build in a business, it don't always just come right then. You don't make the big bucks right away. It takes a little while. I had to say that I was watching some kind of thing they were showing on YouTube or something that was, how those little videos pop up on Facebook, and those videos popped up, and it popped up about Kendrick Lamar and told how much he was worth 1 year. He was worth $0. Then it kept going every year, talking about what he did in his milestones until now he's worth millions of dollars. I ain't going to say that your business is going to get you to be a millionaire, but who knows, it could. I'm saying this, you have to start at ground zero, but it takes a while to build up and get the monies that you really need and want to acknowledge yourself. So just think about that. But we definitely got to do a lot more talking about our community and what we got to get done in our community. There's some great things that'll be coming up. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things coming up. Just start preparing yourself for Juneteenth. I think they're going to run Juneteenth from June the 1st to the 19th. You got a long month of June. So make sure that you are looking and finding and peeping out what it is. It's going to be some of the activities that you may want to participate in. You may not be able to participate in everything, but at least you can pick and choose and make arrangements for those different activities. I'm going to get ready to start closing us out by just letting you all know I am in the works still of creating a canning class. Actually, where I had talked about going to do the canning class, got a chance to see that person that runs it yesterday. And they say, hey, when you gonna get with me on the canning class? So it's not them, it's me. I said, I want to make sure that I change and make sure our wording is together, because just know, if you're going to be canning, I can give you a brief outline of what it might look like so you can start to making plans. Canning class won't be just a 1-day event. It will be probably 3 or 4 days of events. So when we make the first class, those people who come to the first class, you got to be in the first class to be even considered for the rest of the classes. I'm just going to tell you, the very first class you're going to have to be in. I may have a couple of first classes to get people in, but in order to be in the second class, you got to go to the first class. Don't tell me this stuff. I don't want to learn all of that stuff. Because I'm going to tell you about liability. You're going to come to them classes and learn how to be safe, how to acknowledge and do the things the right way. Take your food serving classes, because we got to make sure that when we start to talk about canon and botulism, I don't want nobody coming back later on talking about, I'm going to sue because, see, you didn't tell us this, you didn't tell us that, you didn't have. No, you're going to sign them waivers and you're not going to be allowed in class until you alleviate me and the facility that we're using from the liabilities of you when you mishandle and misuse equipment and things, because we're in a sue world, and ain't nobody gonna sue me or sue them because you failed to do what you're supposed to do. So I'm just letting you know, these classes is going to be intense. You will be learning safety, so that way when you're at home, you feel safe. Many people talk about they don't like pressure canners because they had the old ones where they pop off. And nah, we're going to tell you about how the right kind of equipment to use, and we're going to do some stuff, and we're going to have some good fun with it, because canning is very fun to me. Canning is relaxing to me. It's only stressful when you learn in the first time around, and after you get it, I don't want you all to be like me. Just go boom, boom, crazy. I think I showed that one picture. Vicky, I'm gonna get that picture as I'm finishing up talking. I'm gonna send it to you. That one picture that I had that really was just I'm just gonna tell y'all, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and all of his greatness. I can't say nothing less than all of his greatness. He actually told us that he felt something coming on. I think that was in 2017, 2018, something like that. But anyhow, he told us that he felt something coming on, and that he felt like we needed to, as a community, learn how to okay, I just sent it. Learn how to can make sure that we're safe. And as we can see, there's a lot of recalls on a lot of different things. So in the effort of doing the class, we did it for a good little while. And I'm just gonna show you now that right there. Now see that picture right there? Let me just, I want you to see that picture. Okay, that's insanity right there. I'm just letting you know I was insane when I was doing all that. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us to do 30 jars of food because he wanted us to, this represent 30 days of eating, in case of it's an emergency. So I ended up doing that. It was like 150 jars. By the time I got through, I'm telling you, it got to be addicting, the canning process. So you see on my table, if you can see the picture, you see the book How to Eat to Live, and you see the canning book over there. So I'm going to give you all, while we're doing the canning classes, I'm going to bring my canning stuff there, of course, for us to use. But I'm going to also, and do like a demonstration, but I'm going to also maybe we might do like a demonstration, come into class, or we have a video and do a Zoom class or something. That's the demonstration class, and then you can do it in your own home. And while you're doing it, I'll be there. We'll say this is a day that I'll set aside for you to do it, and I'll be able to help coach you through it. Actually, the first time I ever can, my mother was coaching me. I was living in Cincinnati. I was gonna go to work that afternoon, but I got so crazy with it, I stayed home and just took the whole day off from work. And my mother had to coach me from over the phone because she was in Michigan. She was in Flint, and I'm in Cincinnati, 5 hours away. But she coached me. So that picture right there is just me going and saying. And that other picture I sent to you, will you send that up? I just want one more picture as we get ready to close out. That's the insanity picture. I'm just telling you. And this other picture, that picture right there, yes, that's a picture that I'm going to use And this picture I'm going to use as a demonstration to us, because it's telling you about low acidic food and high acidic food. You know, the low acidic food you put in the pressure canner, but the high acidic food you put in the water bath. Those are like your fruits and your tomatoes. And it kind of give you a gauge on that table of all of the different things and where they fit at with acidity. We're going to go and review all of that stuff in our beginning class, and then do the actual the outline for you to do the safety. I'm going to tell you all doing the safe serve class is something that you would need to do. And I'm going to find that one that's a cheaper safe serve class. We had a sister, may Allah be pleased with Sister Dolores. She set us up with a class that she got done by somebody she knew who did it for us for free. I had somebody who may possibly get us with a safe serve class. I'm going to call them and see if they still doing that stuff, because we want to make sure that you all get the safe serve. People don't know this. If you serving food in the community, you should have had safe serve class. Don't leave that hot mayonnaise in the sun, make people tainted and get food poison. Don't do it. Don't leave the chickens and stuff out without keeping it at least warm at a certain temperature and making people get food poison. And don't do it. So I just want you all to see that. That's it as far as that goes. I had Mr. Cochran, James Cochran. He said he liked us talking about the farming, the gardening, and the canning stuff. He came to me and talked to me about it. And I was like, wow, sometimes we don't acknowledge and think that men be listening to us when we talk about stuff like that. But y'all do. Y'all picking up on it. We want us all to be included in that process. But as I say, these things are coming. I promise you, stay tuned. Stay tuned. As soon as my website goes up, hopefully by next week, Sunday, we'll be mentioning the new website. It'll be up for you all to get to be a part of it, and make sure you're acknowledging and everything. Oh, I can't leave without calling off all our shows. Look, I'm ready to close out. It's Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. We got to take the time and ask you all, please like, share, and subscribe to what? 810 News Media Group. We got to get y'all to do it. YouTube and on Facebook. Please do it. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about 810 News Media Group. Go and please help us out. Give us a nominal donation on Cash App at $ 810 News Media Group. Please support small radio, small podcasts. That's the only way we're going to take that, to be able to keep going, is to take care of ourselves. We're a community to take care of our own community. We take care of other communities, but let's help take care of our own community too as well. Start to talk about our shows that's coming on all week long. Of course, you know, we have the Bump Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 with the beautiful Winters Hall and the world's greatest producer, Space Lee Sprockets, Mickey Jordan. We got him over there. We're going to make sure that we get that going. And then we also have on Wednesday, we have Trevor and Clack Solutions at 12 noon. At 12 noon on Wednesday. On Thursday evenings, we had a beautiful Winters Hall at 6 o'clock with the Winters Hill Show. Winters Hill Show. Winters. Well, I'm giving her a whole new name. The Winters Hall Show. Sorry about that, Winters, and sorry about that, Damien. I know y'all last name is Hall. So what time do they show come on? It's 6 o'clock. She got a special. She ain't got a guest that she announced yet until this week. But you know, she sneak people in. I think she called people at 5:45 and say, "Hey, show up. I need you here." I really do believe that Winters be doing that, y'all. But anyway, she got her show on Winters. Winters got her show on Thursday at 6. We got that full day on Friday. You start with the Bump from 9 to 11. Then you got at 1, Trevor Rants. Then you got at 5, Clack and Carol. You know, they come with that community stuff. And then you got right after them, about 16, you got Winters, and you got Anna from the DMV come on with Sister Circle. Then you got Ashley Rich come on at 8 o'clock. Y'all got that on Friday. Then on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, you got the beautiful Miss Tanya Burns, Councilwoman, 6th Ward Councilwoman Tanya Burns. She comes on at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. And you got me again on Sunday at 5. And you can't forget Saturday night. You can't forget Clubhouse, where you get the good discussions and you get to hear some different things and ideas from people both in the city, outside the city. People come with a lot of different things and acknowledgments and want to sit up and want to talk. That's just a talk. It's a clubhouse. Come in and be spiritual and be right. Be positive, because we definitely need a lot of positivity in our life. Anything else that I missed? That's it. I think we covered it all. Thanks, and finish enjoying your Mother's Day. And you all have a beautiful week. Do something good for yourself.